Hey guys, Fizzle here on this potato that we call YouTube, and today I'm going to be doing a video on a Hillary supporter. Yay! This girl, Jacelyn Glenn, she's got a pretty big following, 462,000 subs, but judging from her videos and their titles and their clickbaity thumbnails, she seems to do a lot of leftist pandering and all that jazz and SJW nonsense. Like, stupid racist comments and racist girl Evalion hates Jews and loves Hitler in all caps. And Evalion, I'm pretty sure, came out as a troll. So yeah, she's getting baited by trolls and getting hundreds of thousands of subs for it. But let's check her video. Let's check this one. This is going to be a great one, guys. Idiotic Trump supporters.
Hey guys!
Oh, why hello there.
So today I'm going to be talking about some idiotic Trump fans. Now I know I recently made a video called Deep Fat Fried Politics where I made fun of a state fair held in Iowa, and I'm sorry to have to hate on you again, Iowa, but this is where it happened. Recently Donald Trump was at a football game in Iowa, and someone with a YouTube channel called AJ Plus went around and asked his supporters this question.
Wait, what kind of a question is this? What are you tired of hearing about him? Okay, ideally, if you're supporting someone, you probably shouldn't be tired about hearing about them at all, really. That would be my answer, I guess.
What are you tired of hearing about him? Unfortunately, almost every single response was really dumb.
I'm tired of hearing that Donald Trump is not Christian enough. We're not electing the head pastor of the United States. We're electing the commander-in-chief.
That's right, we're not electing a pastor, we are electing a president. And unfortunately, most people who are Republicans just do not get this. They think faith is one of the most important virtues to find in a person who's running for the president. You know, he's got good moral values because he's a Christian man. That's what most people care about. So it is refreshing to see one person not care about that, but it's a rarity. So yeah, thanks for watching. That pretty much sums it up for the intelligent responses, but I guess I'll keep going in the video because we all know that the dumb stuff is what we want to hear.
Okay, I could comment on how arrogant she is, and how her study probably most definitely had bias in it, and how she's editing these videos, or someone is, in a way, and they don't necessarily portray it as accuracy. But I'm not going to even focus on that. I'm going to critique that for merely the way it was composed. And the thing is, people tend to value things more if they're the first things you come across. So putting the thing that goes against your argument you're making in your video is the absolute worst thing you can do.
Here.
I'm tired to hear about his, racism. He's a little harsh, that's true. He's a little harsh on it. However, what he's saying is needed to be said.
Yeah, I mean, you know that one time where he said that people coming in from Mexico were rapists? I mean, I know that might be a little harsh, but it needed to be said.
Except he didn't say that at all. If you watch the series of videos titled The Untruth About Donald Trump, they go over this very clearly, how the media twisted his words around, and how he actually hadn't said any of those things whatsoever. They were cutting words out of his speeches to make them sound worse than they actually were. And they were giving headlines of newspapers that were completely inaccurate, saying that he thinks all Mexicans are rapists and he wants to deport all of them. No, he wants to deport the criminal Mexicans. He actually said that. And the Border Patrol was claiming that lots of the women coming across the border had been raped on their way across the border. And that's where the rapist part comes in.
I'm tired of hearing about the political correctness, the hair issues, some of the non-issues. I really like the bigger picture issues that are taking place.
Just the bigger issues that are taking place, just, you know, all of them. Yeah, he's not the most politically correct, but I'm not really concerned with political correctness so much as I am just with being a decent human being. That's the difference. Donald Trump doesn't even try to be nice to anyone. He's just kind of a dick all the time.
And guys, that's how he actually managed to win the women's vote as well as the gay vote, because he's a really big dick all the time.
I mean, he's absolutely horrible to women. Whenever he was talking to Carly Fiorina, or when he was talking about Carly Fiorina, he said this: "Look at that face. Would anyone vote for that?" And he's referred to other women as fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals.
Yeah, I agree, that's a little fucked up. No pig should ever be compared to Rosie O'Donnell. That's so unnecessarily cruel to all the pigs out there.
Not to forget the whole John McCain situation where he said that he wasn't a war hero because he got captured, because he was a prisoner of war. Trump sat there and said, "I prefer blah blah blah, I prefer it when they don't get captured." What? When you get to that level, political correctness isn't even part of the equation. It's just whether or not you're gonna be a decent human being and approach situations with class and tact and things that, I don't know, might be nice for a president to have.
Did we re-elect Obama because of tact? Last time I checked, he didn't really do shit.
And speaking of things that make Donald Trump look bad, I am not surprised that you're concerned with the hate comments towards his hair, because I think you might actually be his female twin.
Except for the fact that they look absolutely nothing alike, especially in terms of their hairstyle.
Been fortunate enough to be, he's been successful, and he's just giving back now. He wants to help our country. He's like George Washington, he really wants to help our country.
He's like George Washington? At first I thought that this guy was just completely crazy for saying something like that, but then I realized he's pretty much just regurgitating something that Trump said. Trump made the comparison of himself to George Washington.
Yeah, which is absolutely absurd that Trump would compare himself to a slave owner, seeing as Trump's never owned a slave in his life, whereas George Washington inherited 10 from his father.
To make America great again.
Here we go again, we have these people that are just regurgitating slogans that Trump has pumped out for them.
I'm with her. Stronger together. Love Trump's hate.
They repeated the Washington thing, and now here we go. We're gonna make America great again. Let's just make America great again. He's gonna make America great again. Honestly, for Trump, I think a better slogan would be, "Make America racist again. Trump 2016.
Except this quote is actually accurate. I mean, you're probably not going to see a female candidate for a long time either, ever since Hillary kind of tarnished the reputation of females all around the world.
Vote for him. Make America great again. This is a campaign slogan that he's just so proud of that he got really pissed when other people started trying to use it. "I've actually trademarked it," Trump was quoted saying last weekend. "I mean, I get tremendous raves for that line. I could come up with different lines. You would think they would come up with their own. That's my whole theme." Yeah, it's your whole theme, except for that it's completely stolen from Ronald Reagan. Maybe Ronald Reagan should have trademarked it whenever he used it, way before you.
He knows what is going to be right for this country. He knows what he needs to do to make America great again.
Great, it's just one more person repeating the vague statement, "We're gonna go out there and things are gonna be good."
Change you can believe in.
Again, I'm just gonna make everything real good. Trump 2016, making shit real good.
Donald Trump's like a celebrity. He's obviously an intelligent businessman. He's made a lot of money in his life.
And now we have reached thing number 3 that people are just going to mindlessly repeat. He's an intelligent businessman. I mean, look at, he's got money. He must be intelligent, and he's also a businessman, so obviously he's an intelligent businessman,
He's actually just really intelligent all around. I mean, he fought against all odds to even make it as a candidate. They really didn't want him in. So, yeah, he's actually smart enough to communicate with the people, to get on the people's good side. And as a president, that's the most important thing, is that you care about the people, not about the other politicians.
And being stupid. He got that money and invested it into real estate. And he went bankrupt 4 times. Not on his name, by the way. He created these companies and the companies went bankrupt, not Trump. And yeah, he eventually made it out of the...
Have you ever run multiple businesses before? You can't be there. You can't make every single decision. You hire people to run the company. So yeah, it's very possible that they went bankrupt if you have them in charge of your company. And also, let's let her just talk a little more.
Oh, but he could have put that money that he got from his dad into an index fund that tracked the market, and he would have done just fine, if not better than what he did. So at best, he's average.
If Trump can turn $1 million into $1 billion, then, and he's average, then there's nothing really stopping you from turning $1,000 into $1 million, is there? Unless you're completely inept.
I'm tired of hearing about his bankruptcies. Honestly, that's just a corporate tool that everybody uses. And if it's a flaw in the system, then so be it. Every corporation uses it.
Oh, okay, it's just a flaw in the system, and every corporation uses it.
Well, every successful one. I mean, if you don't use everything to your advantage in a broken system, then it's just gonna not get you anywhere because it's fucking broken, isn't it?
Here's a man who's acting like he's super rich. I mean, he does not hold back at all the fact that he's super rich.
I'm really rich. I'll show you that in a second.
But no one likes to take into account that he got $40 million from his dad. No one likes to take into account that he did go bankrupt 4 times, so he gets bailed out, a lot of his debt is forgiven, and then he gets back up on his feet again because of all the people willing to invest in him. Which is great, good for him, but like I said before, he could have done something much simpler and done better, probably. Meanwhile, he does have a track record of going bankrupt 4 times, which I'm sorry, I'm not going to just ignore.
I'm tired of hearing about how he's rich and has a private jet. I want to have a private jet someday, and I don't want anybody to tell me there's anything wrong with having a private jet.
Now, I would probably bet that this guy would be like most other conservatives where they have a problem with a lot of aspects of socialism. They don't like universal health care. They don't like taking from the rich and giving to the poor. They don't like things to be equal and fair. They don't like that type of thing, which I can understand to a degree. But whenever you say stuff like this...
That's just a corporate tool that everybody uses, and if it's a flaw in the system, then so be it.
I mean, it's just a tool that everybody uses. If it's a flaw in the system, then so be it.
Actually, universal healthcare is shit. We pay a lot more in taxes because the government doesn't know how to spend our money. If we had privatized healthcare, it would actually be a lot cheaper, and it would be way better for the economy, and you'd get better healthcare.
Be it. I don't hear that being said about universal healthcare, or any kind of healthcare for that matter. Giving out birth control for free, which we need for population control. I promise you it's costing more money to take care of the children that people are having that they can't afford than it would be to just freaking give birth control.
Tell that to India, and I dare you to try to tell that to China. After all the crap they've been going through with the government forcing them on the one-child policy, which hasn't been going well, by the way. That's not the way to go about doing things. And also, maybe you should check out the movie Idiocracy while you're at it. Because, oh boy, the thing is, smart people don't reproduce, and dumb people do. And that's just the way it is. So, that's the actual problem. If you had smart people reproducing, it wouldn't be a problem. You'd have more positives than negatives in that situation.
Somehow, I want to be rich someday and I want to have a private jet that I got from going bankrupt 4 times and having my debt forgiven and just bragging about how rich I am and throwing it in everyone's faces but still acting like I can make America great again. I know America's in a lot of debt right now.
Thanks, Obama. Now, that was a quirky and upbeat video, but I know you guys don't want a quirky and upbeat video. You're staying here for the stupid part. Oh, you see what I did there? Oh. Anyways, here's this girl's reaction to Trump winning.
Hey guys, sorry for the informal video. I'm just not really feeling up to setting up my lights and stuff back there and I just don't feel like it. I'm just gonna record this in one take. I just watched, I've got the news on, I just watched Hillary's concession speech and I was actually live streaming it and you guys all got to see me cry. Because I'm a pussy. Donald Trump is gonna grab me.
Fucking right in the pussy!
Yeah, it made me cry a little bit, because, like, I don't know, I was watching her, and, like, I had this moment in my mind where I was, like, anticipating watching her speech, only in a very different context of her winning, and I was very excited about that. And to see her talk about, you know, how
she wants to build a wall to keep Mexico out?
Mexico is such an important problem on our doorstep. To do what we need to do simultaneously, you know, secure our borders with technology, personnel, physical barriers if necessary in some places, and we need to have tougher employer sanctions, and we need to try to incentivize Mexico to do more, and we need to create the environment in which we get people out of the shadows and then give them some earned right to legalization that will enable them to continue to work. If they've committed transgressions of whatever kind, they should be obviously deported.
Or maybe about how she doesn't support gay marriage.
Let me ask you this about some domestic issues in New York State. This state's always the sort of the social beginnings of so much of this country. People come here, a lot of immigrants. The New York Times recently began posting the celebrations of gay unions. Not just straight people getting married, but gay people who want to announce their unions. Do you think New York State should recognize gay marriage?
No.
No. Okay. Would you, let's talk about it. I'm going to run through these, and then we're going to this kid right here.
I don't think it can be either or. Now, you know, I voted for the Iraqi resolution.
Or just maybe, the fact that she supports the idea of rigging elections.
If we were going to push for an election, then we should have made sure that we did something to determine who was going to win.
I'm scared. I'm scared for the progress that we've made for women's rights and gay rights and, advances in environmental issues and healthcare.
Obamacare is shit, and everybody knows it. And also, the advancement of women's rights isn't actually the advancement of women's rights. It's actually rolling back men's rights to be below the rights of women. Because women actually, as of right now, are kind of equal to men. And what feminists are pushing for is that women get all the benefits of being a man without any of the responsibilities. And then the men are left with nothing, essentially.
Donald Trump doesn't even believe that there is climate change.
The Earth has been going through phases of global cooling and global warming. Regularly, it's been a thing that's always happened. And the thing is, even if climate change is a thing, and it's human caused, is it really human reversible? And even if it is, how are we, a very small portion of the world, going to change it when everyone else isn't going to? You have all the people in India. Do you expect us to go there and say, hey, you guys, you can't do this. You have to start doing things environmentally friendly now? No, not going to happen. Nor should it.
Because if you guys follow me on YouNow, you probably watched. I live streamed this morning as she gave her concession speech, and I live streamed for 4 hours last night as the votes were coming in, and my whole demeanor changed. I mean, it started off, I was excited. I was really happy, and then by the end of it, I just was oh. So anybody who wanted to see me look totally crushed and defeated, I gave you what you wanted and some.
And it's a gift that keeps on giving, because she's still pretty crushed, and she's giving us more awesome video footage to work with. Oh boy. But anyways, welcome to the world of democracy. It can't always go your way, and when it doesn't, you should take it like a man. Ooh, oh, snap.
I don't know if it's the same for everybody. I know that a lot of people didn't like her. I honestly wasn't the hugest fan, but fuck, Trump.
Okay, I'll give you that. Trump's a bit of a jerk, but Hillary's completely dishonest. I'd rather vote for a jerk than someone who I can't trust.
People who voted third party, I get it, I get you, but you essentially did not vote third party, you voted for Trump. So if that's not the outcome you wanted, then...
You heard that right, kids. It's your fault, Bernie supporters. Bernie supporters, you ruined this. Not the people who freaking pulled all the strings to get Hillary in instead of Bernie. No, it's the Bernie supporters who don't like corrupt Hillary or her corrupt people. Yeah, it's definitely your fault, not theirs. No, you're to blame. You voted for Trump, essentially.
I feel like I live in a bubble a little bit.
You do, and so do all other SJWs.
But my friends are very liberal. People I spend most of my time with are very liberal. I spend my days on the internet, which is obviously a very liberal place, and I feel like I just have been...
The internet isn't a very liberal place. It's whatever you want it to be. There's everything on the internet.
A fucking popular vote. And that's another thing, the Electoral College, leave a comment and let me know what you think of the Electoral College.
Oh, right in the comments, you say. Well, don't mind if I do. And there we go.
Some shit get messed up because of this. I feel like a lot of the progress we've made, a lot of social rights are going to be taken away. And then people are going to be like, oh, I can't believe it. And be like, well, that's what you fucking get.
It's what we want, too. I'm sick of all these Tumblr fucking feminists. And I think everyone else is, too. I think that was a big part in this election. We're sick of all this leftist bullshit, this cyberbullying bullshit. And, you know, fuck it. This is backlash, and it's well-deserved. You know? The left really deserves a kick right upside the head for the shit we've put up for the past fucking 8 years.
But, America, right? I made a really funny video with my friend Chris, anticipating her winning, and I played the character of like a really upset Trump supporter. I was going to post that on my main channel, but I can't now. Because it's not funny anymore, because he actually won. Maybe I'll post it on my vlog channel. I have a second channel that I've been posting on a lot. I'll leave a link to that in the description, but...
Actually, the fact that he did win would make that video even funnier, being wrong and all. I think it would get tons of views. But anyways, guys, all jokes aside, this girl did make another video, titled, Not My President, Grow Up. Which is kind of mature. It's more mature than most Hillary supporters have been, let's be honest here. But, yeah, so, you know, that's how democracy works. And, I know I said I was gonna make one political video, and my channel's basically turned into, like, political videos. Just galore. But it's such a gold mine, such a gold salt mine, that it's impossible not to jump to it. But I'm gonna spread out to more like SJW rants and more of my older content, of course, too. I'm working on another review at the moment, and yeah. Anyways, guys, have a wonderful day, and don't get your knickers in a knot.